Free beer and hot wings in the morning. Grand Rapids rocks all day. 97.9 GRD rocks.
Partly cloudy today, warmer, 56 the high. It's 49 downtown GR. Highs in the 60s tomorrow. Just a side note, a radio side note. A guy that worked in radio for forever passed away over the weekend. Juke Van Os, Holland Radio.
Oh, I saw that. The voice of Holland.
Yeah, on forever in Holland. He was hired as an engineer in 1951 and then on air for years and years and years after that. So a lot of people grew up listening to him. I thought that was, it's always neat to see a story like that. And worked for a long, long time. You know, that guy saw the industry change. You know, if he started in 1951, you're talking boss jock and you know.
Oh, yeah.
Choosing your records and...
You went from just doing news and nostalgia, or, you know, big band, basically.
Yeah.
To all of a sudden doo-wop and then rock and roll.
Yeah. And then through the 60s, the 70s. And then into corporate radio to a degree. I don't think Holland radio is
yeah, probably not terribly corporate.
But still, I'm sure they went through similar evolutions.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty wild to have that long of a career.
Yeah.
Hoppings, you saw the monster trucks this weekend.
Yeah.
I wanted to take my son, but he has a bit of a conundrum. He wants to see them, but he is afraid to hear them. Not going to work out because there's a lot of pyrotechnics and everything.
No, there's
not.
No, there's not that many pyrotechnics.
Last time it was all fireworks and they had Bomb Man and everything else.
As it should be.
No, it wasn't. When I saw him last year, I mean, I would say this year's show was pretty much like last year's. We took, we just make them wear earmuffs. And or you know, whatever, just to protect their hearing.
Then it doesn't rattle their brain.
Yeah, although
that's part of the fun.
Like last year, they wanted, they had no problem wearing them, and then this year I took just Grayson and his little buddy, and I could tell Grayson wanted to hear the noise because he had his ear suppressor, the noise suppressors on. And the first truck comes out. The loudest is when you start and all 8 trucks come out. And they just drive around.
Yeah.
And it's not a big deal, but they just parade them around real quick and then right back out the door. But it's super loud because you've got 8 giant motors. And he lifts up one earpiece and then he goes. And I see him start to take them off. And I go, "What are you doing?" And he goes, "It's not that loud. I don't need them." And I go, "Put them on. Mm-hmm. It's not that loud. Just put them on."
Were you wearing yours?
I did, yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right. Just making sure.
Yeah, I've learned my lesson a little bit over the years, with all the times that my ears have been ringing from rock concerts and races and things like that, where I don't really enjoy having them ring anymore, and I'm afraid that ring will never go away now that I'm getting older. So I try to wear ear protection now.
I went to local racetrack where I grew up, Tri-City Motor Speedway, when I was a kid. Mm-hmm. They had an all-day racing event. Well, as a kid, it felt like all day. It was probably just afternoon or whatever.
Probably felt like all day to your dad, too.
It probably did.
God knows.
So we go, and we had forgotten, or it was bad parenting, whatever, but there were no earplugs, so it was very loud. So for the entire racing session, I sat there with my hands covering my ears, which was a good time. And then when we went to my grandparents' house that night, my parents realized that my skin was badly, badly burned from holding up the bottom of my arms towards the hot afternoon sun for 4 hours.
Yeah, you showed your sensitive side.
I had to sleep in a chair. I'm pretty sure there were blisters and a chance of scar tissue. It's all good.
I'm sure. You got blood poisoning.
Thanks a lot, parents.
Thanks for watching out for that. It's all right. No problem. That's just a good base tan.
Yeah.
That'll help them the rest of the summer.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, growing up on a farm in the middle of Michigan in the 1970s and 80s, I'll tell you what farmers didn't put on. Sunscreen.
No, all you worried about back then was acid rain.
Right. Yeah.
Well, as long as he's not caught in the acid rain.
I'm not going to wear sunscreen because it causes the rocks I'm throwing at seagulls to slip out of my hand, and I can't bash one of their skulls in.
Exactly. That's what you need.
Yeah, no big deal. Easy.
It's the Smashing Pumpkins. Tonight. Is this your favorite band, Joe?
Oh, yeah.
They were once, right?
Some Chicago boys.
That's right. You take your old style, and the pumpkins and get the hell out.
Yes.
And you become a wrestling manager.
It's 97.9 GRD Rocks.